Hello and welcome to The Free Bin, a podcast of the Toledo, Oregon Public Library. My name is Sophia.
I'm Harrison.
And I'm Cindy.
And we're here for Random Facts Friday.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
We had Sad Facts Friday. And we had Random Facts, or not random. It was, what was it?
Well, it was fun facts on
Fun
facts.
facts. That's
Yeah.
the word I was looking
Sad
for.
facts and then fun facts.
And now we're coming with random ones.
Mm-hmm.
So it should be pretty good. But first, we have breaking news. Breaking news. Okay. So tomorrow we have our last program of the month. We have Steam Saturday from 2 to 3 p.m. We're making ice cream in a bag. This has been a very popular event. I am going to try to accommodate everybody on the wait list. I have to get some extra supplies. But we're going to do it. It's going to be great. It's going to be super fun. I'm very excited.
Yes.
All ages are welcome. So if you haven't signed up, you should do that expeditiously.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
And in April, our first event of the month will be our Easter egg hunt on Saturday, April 4th from 2 to 3 p.m. We'll have waves of different ages to hunt for Easter eggs. So it'll be really good. So come on down. I think there's Easter egg hunts all weekend.
Mm-hmm.
That was one on Friday. There's ours on Saturday. And then I think there's other ones on Sunday on Easter proper. So ittle be a really good.
Plan your weekend. Get them eggs.
Get them eggs.
We got eggs for you.
So yeah. I'm excited.
All right. I'm looking at a bottle of yellow liquid.
Yes. Today, okay, so there was at Trader Joe's, my favorite place, and I got two options for our podcast. At first, I got kombucha or agua de kefir, orange peach mango. So I'm very excited for this. And I also got matcha, unsweetened matcha for another day. Not today.
Thank you.
Another day.
I like matcha.
I've never had it. So I'm actually really excited. Okay, here we go.
All right.
It is very intense, kind of greenish yellow, though. I don't know if that's true yellow.
Oh, well, it's orange peach mango.
Well, that's true.
You know? Oh, it smells so good. I'm so excited.
The kombucha mushroom people sitting around all day.
I'll give you a little bit.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And I'll give
Oh, it
Harrison
does smell good.
a lot of it because you like to drink our beverages.
Whoa, that is a lot. That's more than I deserve.
Here you are, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, salute.
Oh, wow. That does
Smells
smell
good.
good.
It smells good, right? Mmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's not bad.
It doesn't have that kind of funk that kombucha often does.
Yeah.
Kombucha kind of, usually the kombucha I've had tastes sort of like when, beer cans have been left someplace and it starts to ferment that fermented thing, which is, I like it when it's there when you get into it. It's an acquired taste.
This is really
This is
good.
good.
It's like bright and sunny and it makes me
I'm
happy.
trying to think if there's peach in there.
It's,
It's orange peach mango.
It's
Oh,
not
okay.
aggressively sweet. It's
No,
just
it's
it's
kinda
really
nice.
mellow for it's got its what is that, postbiotic? We got prebiotics and probiotics, and that's got
Postbiotics.
postbiotics.
The cream of the crop!
Yeah.
Well, it's
It's
pretty-
really
it's pretty
nice.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. Agua de kefir.
Yeah.
I feel like this is something you could just hand to somebody and they'd like it. A lot of kombucha, you've got to kind of prepare yourself for
You have
what
to convince
it's
them.
gonna be. But
Trust
this
me,
is-
It
bro.
would be good over ice.
Oh, very much
I
so.
know.
Good over ice.
A warm day. This would be so refreshing.
Yeah, that's good.
Cool. Well, okay, you changed my mind on this particular one.
Woo! Okay. Great news.
All right. So Cindy has to duck out for a meeting in a little bit. So we're going to let her go first today.
Alrighty. Random Fact Friday.
Here we go.
So I went to a website called WTF Facts.
Okay, sounds reputable.
Well, I think I picked ones that probably are reputable in the fact that you probably confirm it somewhere else. But
Okay, we'll leave that to our listeners.
That's right.
Yeah,
Maybe
fact
we'll
check
do
us.
maybe we'll do some live checking, but we'll just let it roll.
Right. But there is one on here that I think actually would make kind of a Steam Saturday thing. So anyway, here we go.
Okay, I'm ready.
Number 1, if the sun exploded, you wouldn't know until 8 minutes later.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because it takes
I've
about
heard-
8 minutes for
8 minutes
light
and
to
18
get here.
seconds. for
Wow.
Even to notice something was wrong.
I have heard that
gosh.
before, that the light takes about 8 minutes to travel. So
Yeah.
anything the sun's going to do.
So if the sun exploded now, we wouldn't know for, it'd be like, that kind of blows my mind. It's something in the universe could happen. We wouldn't know about it until later. And then it'd be like, oops, that's not good.
Now what?
Yeah. Whoops. All right. So,
Well, that's reassuring.
yeah. Well,
We've got 8 minutes.
sometimes
and 18
ignorance is bliss.
A lovely 8 minutes.
What would you do in 8 minutes?
I don't know. Hug my kids, watch, and stare directly at the sun. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do all
Yeah,
the
what do
things
you
you've
got
been
to
told not
lose?
do.
But then you won't, if you damage your retinas, you won't be able to see when the sun does. I'm sure it'll be horrible, but it'll be neat to look at if the sun engulfs the earth. You might want to save your eyes for that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Wow.
Anyway, so that's my first random fact. Second random fact, and I actually thought this was kind of cool. Blood donors in Sweden get a text when their blood is used.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I get notifications when my blood is used.
Do you really?
The Red Cross, the
I didn't know
Red
that.
Cross donor app, you can track your donations when they're checked in places. Yeah.
So
Oh my
the
gosh.
Swedish government implemented a text service for donors in 2015. If they donated, they got a thank you text after giving their blood, but then they would also get another message when their blood is transfused into someone else.
Oh, that's cool. So it follows it straight to actual
Yeah.
patient usage.
And that's kind of
Wow.
cool. I think that
That
is
is.
really actually a really smart incentive because then you can see how your blood helped somebody else.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's very cool.
That's amazing.
Can you send a message to
The person
the
who got
patient
your
who's
blood.
like, yeah,
You're welcome.
You enjoying the blood? You enjoying the blood?
Well, if they need a transfusion, they might not get that text for a bit.
Yeah, true.
So.
Yeah.
Okay, number 3. In Slovakia, they have a Christmas carp. Okay, so their traditional dinner for Christmas is deep fried carp. They have a Christmas carp that lives in the family bathtub for a few days before they eat it.
Why?
They want to make it feel at home. I don't know. I don't know why they do it, but they do.
But
They bring it home and they let it. Maybe they fatten it up.
Yeah.
Well, it's in there.
starve it in a
Foie gras.
bathtub of oxygen, all meaning and purpose of life.
I'm not sure the carp knows that, Sophia. Okay. You might be transferring your own feelings to the carp.
I would feel bad. Having
like,
a
sorry,
carp in
buddy.
a bathtub. Like, carp are tough, and you couldn't keep one in a bathtub long term, but it could do okay in a bathtub for a few days. But just knowing that you're gonna kill the carp, and having known many carp and knowing how they're gonna become your friend in that 3 days.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the Simpsons episode with the lobster where Homer wants a big lobster, so he takes home the tiny cheap lobster and keeps it in a kiddie pool to grow it out, and then he becomes attached to it. Have you seen that one?
No, but that sounds like Homer. Well, I'm not exactly sure why they do what they do. It's just that their tradition. I'm assuming it's similar to picking a turkey and fattening it up for the
Yeah.
holidays.
Yeah.
Or a pig.
Yeah, true.
You know.
I guess we have that cognitive dissonance. There's like a separation. I don't know. I just get it at the grocery store.
See, that's the thing. Yeah. We don't bring the turkey home and leave it in the backyard.
No.
And fatten it up.
Exactly.
I got a freezer full of tilapia fillets, and I know each one of those tilapia was born and lived and died, and I'm not thinking about it. But
here they are. Circle of life.
Okay. So this is one I found that I thought was kind of interesting and could be checked by our Steam Saturday.
Okay.
Bananas glow blue under UV light.
What else glows blue under UV light?
Bananas may be associated with yellow, but according to one study, the fruit actually glows an intense blue color under black light or UV lights. Scientists later found that the degradation of chlorophyll as the fruit ripens causes the blue glow.
I have bananas at home. I'm going to test this.
You got to test this.
So I'm just saying, a random fact, bananas glow blue under UV light, which could prove to be freaky.
Okay, I found something from PubMed. This is, excuse me, wrong. Excuse me. Carbonated. This is from Plant Science 2018, October, from Axel Thiessen. The article is titled, "The fluorescent blue glow of banana fruits is not due to symplasmic plastidial catabolism, but arises from insoluble phenols esterified to the cell wall."
Of course.
Yeah.
That's what exactly
I said.
what that means.
So if anyone was unclear about that,
now you know.
Now you know.
That's exactly what she said.
I mean, remember the name of the website, guys. I'm just saying.
I did not know that
I didn't either. I think
blue.
we should test that, though.
We should.
We should do
and
it.
like over a few days as the banana gets more and more ripe. And then do those ones that turned like black.
Yeah.
Do they glow blue?
Put it in the freezer, take it out all goopy, see if it turns.
I don't know. Now, it was not clear if it's the interior of the banana that glows or the peel of the banana that grows.
Well,
So, our Steam Saturday participants may have to experiment with what glows under black light.
yeah. Yeah. What else besides bananas? This is so. What else?
Nothing else glows. Only bananas.
Nothing.
I know there's
Why even question it?
algae and stuff, isn't there, that glows?
Yeah, there's
blue?
bioluminescent.
Oh yeah.
Field trip.
Yes.
So I'm just saying, I think we should do that. But we learned some things. We learned that the sun exploding is not ideal, but you get 8 minutes before you know. If you want to give blood, check in with the Red Cross and see if they'll text you. Text me when my blood is put in someone else.
They
want to
text
know.
me when they want more blood,
Yeah.
which is frequently.
But in
due.
Sweden, I think that's a really nice service. I think that's a way
really
of promoting
cool.
brotherly love. And
Yes.
it's like, oh, I did that for that person. That's so nice.
Yeah, the fact that they take it all the way to like when it's used. I can track mine to when it like gets delivered to a center, I think. But yeah, that's amazing.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
The Christmas carp will live in the Slovakian bathtubs, but probably not here. And then we'll test out the bananas.
Yep.
So those are my random facts.
Woohoo.
Okay.
And I still have 20 minutes before my meeting.
Okay.
So tell me more.
You ready?
Ready.
Okay. I printed out a couple of pages. I didn't know how many we would need. I'll hit you with a couple. Okay. So we're taking it back to when we were talking about birds. Bald eagles mate for life, which I didn't know.
You didn't?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for life.
They do. And like, that's why you can track them. Like we watched the bald eagle cam the other day with the babies. Mom sits for a while, then dad sits for a while, then mom sits for a while. Yeah, that's cool, though. Yeah. There's lots of things. What else mates for life?
Penguins.
Penguins.
Wolf eels.
Oh,
Who?
really?
Wolf eels.
What's Wolf? Say that again.
Wolf eel.
Wolf eel.
We got them here. They live like 70 plus years, and they settle in together, and they share a hole, and they just, you find couples out there a lot. If you go, I don't dive, but I know people,
Very
they
interesting.
They have relationships with local wolf eels, and they're a couple.
Yeah, cool.
You can go on a double date, scuba diving with your wolf eel friends.
Okay. Next one. There's a statue of Jason Voorhees, the Friday the 13th serial killer, fictional, chained to the bottom of a Minnesota lake.
Oh, I've seen pictures of this, I think. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Is that some kind of, fan thing that happened? Or
doesn't he come out of a lake in one of the movies? Or is that Michael?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
He comes out of the lake. Yeah.
Not
to spoil the first movie, but
comes out of the lake.
Sorry if you haven't seen it.
Well, that sounds creepy.
It does.
It sounds very creepy. I like that they didn't have the name of the Minnesota lake. So, and it's the land of 10,000 lakes. So you're probably safe going to a lake. Maybe.
Just don't dive to the bottom of it.
Right. Just don't go that far. Can you imagine me swimming along and suddenly you're like,
Jason Voorhees.
You get stuck in this statue.
Die.
Yeah.
It's on the spot.
Of fright. I don't like dark water. I don't like to swim in dark water. There's things down there.
Yeah. They're going to eat you. Like Jason Voorhees. Okay. Moving on. Abraham Lincoln was a licensed bartender.
Oh, I didn't know they licensed bartenders back then.
Neither did I. But now you know.
Now we know.
Now you know.
Served up a mean martini. With a side of speech. Speeches.
He was doing all the Mai Tais and Cosmos. Things with a little zest. And
is that Lincoln a lawyer?
And he split rails.
Yeah, I mean, he did a lot.
He did a lot.
He was busy.
He was very busy.
And he was president. That's a side job. Lincoln was president.
A couple of side hustles.
Yeah.
During his entire lifetime, Vincent van Gogh is known to have sold only a single painting.
Now, I knew that. I did know that.
I did not
I've
know.
heard
I was
that.
like, what?
He really became much more well-known. And that's why he struggled with
why he was
depression.
So sad?
And, well, he had some mental health issues, but in reality, he was not noted as a painter. And he's my favorite artist. I love Vincent van Gogh, but he struggled to feel like he was worthy.
And cutting his ear off probably didn't help.
Yeah, he had, like I said, some mental health issues.
Yeah. Poor guy.
Yeah.
But now Van Goghs are
Now he's
millions and millions.
Yep. Okay. More random facts.
Let's keep going.
There are more stars in the universe than there are grains of sand on the Earth.
I've heard that.
Yep.
I didn't know. I had no idea.
Yeah, I like this one.
That Napoleon Bonaparte was once attacked by a swarm of rabbits.
Yeah.
What? I've gotta check this one.
I'm gonna fact check that one.
I don't know if I've got to look that up. If true, I need details.
Oh, you need. Yeah, I know.
Especially.
We need more. We got to follow up on our random facts and expand upon them.
Yeah. Now I'm a little confused though. Do you call it a swarm of rabbits? I mean, it's swarm of bees.
I think it depends on what the rabbits are doing. I could see them swarming.
Is it a pack?
If they're airborne,
rabbits.
if they leap toward you, I'd say that's a swarm. Was he able to repel them? Was he able to fight them off?
I don't know. That's worthy of more research.
I think if they're on the ground and they're charging you, I'd say that's an army of rabbits. I think if they're leaping into your face, that's a swarm. And I think Napoleon, from what little I know about Napoleon, I think airborne rabbits, I don't know if he was equipped. I think he could handle ground-based rabbits. I don't know.
Okay,
I'm just making stuff
Googling.
up.
I'm Googling
You're
to
gonna
see.
Google?
Yeah, I
Okay.
Googled. So go ahead. I'll get back to you.
Okay.
I'll get back to you here in a sec.
The liver is the only human organ that can fully regenerate itself.
Speak for yourself.
What?
Yeah.
No,
I
I've
think
heard.
that's why you can donate part of your liver. What happened to your liver?
I got a non-alcoholic fatty liver disease.
Oh.
How much liver can you donate?
You can donate a chunk
of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a
Yeah.
big organ.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want yours, though, Harrison.
No,
I'm sorry.
well, you can't have it.
You keep
I
it.
need all the liver
need all
I
you
can
all you
get.
can get. Okay, you want the scoop on Napoleon?
Yes.
All right. So
All right.
this I'm sorry, this is like comedy of error. It's pretty funny. So the in July 1807, following the Treaty of Tilsit, Napoleon Bonaparte was attacked by a horde of domesticated rabbits
like
during
orcs?
a celebratory hunt. Okay, so the chief of staff, Alexandre Berthier, tasked with organizing the hunt, mistakenly purchased 1,000 to 3,000 tame, hutch-raised rabbits rather than wild hares.
Whoa.
So the rabbits, accustomed to being fed by humans, charged the hunting party looking for food, and some reportedly climbed up Napoleon's legs. Napoleon was forced to abandon the hunt, with the bunnies allegedly pursuing his carriage as it drove away.
What?
They routed Napoleon.
Oh my God.
I didn't know they could climb. I've had a rabbit. I didn't know they could climb up your legs. What kind of pants was he wearing?
I don't know.
That's amazing. I thought, see, when I heard the little fact you gave, I was thinking maybe like this was like when he was a little kid or something. He got chased through a field by rabbits. I didn't know that as a grown adult general.
Yes.
He was routed by domestic rabbits. That's amazing.
Oh, so then there is a little thing in here about historical accuracy. While often exaggerated in retellings, the incident is documented in accounts from Napoleon's inner circle, including by General Paul Thibault and historian David Chandler. This bizarre event is frequently cited as a humorous, ironic moment in which the conqueror of Europe was defeated by a pack of bunnies. So, there you go. Not so tough, are you, Napoleon?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Napoleon.
These are good. You got more? Yeah. Let's keep going.
Okay. Give me some more.
Okay. You started it. Okay. I gotta get it together. The longest water flight without alternate airports is from the coast of California to Honolulu, Hawaii.
Oh.
Have you ever flown that?
I've flown to Hawaii, but not from California. I flew from Seattle.
I flew from Arizona.
Oh,
It's about 8 hours.
wow, that's a long.
Yeah. Yeah, the best way to do it is if you can sleep on airplanes, take the night flight. Because then, if you get some sleep, you wake up and you're there and you get a whole day, But,
That sounds really nice.
but otherwise, if you can't, like me, sleep on the airplane, then don't do it. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's miserable. It's
Oh,
a miserable
gosh.
flight. That long.
That's a long time.
Well, before you give the next one, I'm going to sign out.
Okay.
Say goodbye. I enjoyed the Napoleon thing.
That's awesome.
I mean, that's something I had never thought, but I'm going to tell that story somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Guess what I know? Guess what random fact I know?
It'll be one of those party games, random facts. What's your weirdest random fact? Oh, I got one for you.
One.
All right. Anyway, I'll be back next week.
Okay.
See ya.
Bye.
Okay, we got more.
We
You
got
ready?
more. Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, I'll hit you with two more, and then I know you've got a story.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. After Steve Carell left the office, James Gandolfini was reportedly offered the role and turned it down. What? can you imagine James Gandolfini being all like, Michael's tots, you know?
Yeah, man. James Gandolfini is one who, like, we lost way too early.
Yeah.
And he could do so much, and, like, but he was so strongly identified with The Sopranos that, like, man, I really wish we got to see later career James Gandolfini.
Right?
And
maybe his deadpan would have went really well. You know?
It could have.
His seriousness.
But I do think that we got the best American Office that we could have gotten.
Yeah. It was really good. You know, I was doing? I was doom scrolling. And apparently the pilot of The Office didn't do well. It was like one of the worst, like not, it really wasn't well received, and it wasn't highly viewed either.
Really?
Yeah.
And the pilot was basically like shot for shot of the UK pilot, right? Or was it?
I don't know. I don't know that part. I just know that Steve Carell, he was on Amy Poehler's podcast, Good Hang, with Amy. And then they were talking about how they're pilots of their respective shows, The Office, and then what was it, Parks and Rec? They both didn't do well. But then they went on to be like really good shows.
Yeah.
Okay, last fact. It takes roughly 540 peanuts to make a jar of peanut butter.
Wait, how many?
540. That's a lot of peanuts.
I eat a lot of peanuts then.
Do you eat the whole jar?
Between me and my son, we'll go through a big jar pretty quick. Just big spoonfuls.
My youngest eats peanut butter straight out of the jar, but then she also shares it with one of our dogs. A little, some for me, some for you, and I'm like, you know, this is going into trash.
My dog is non-committal about peanut butter. She doesn't ask for it. She'll eat it if it's given to her. She gets probably too much human food, but
yeah,
she likes her salami. She likes her cheeses. You have to pay the cheese tax.
Oh, yeah. You know what? My dogs really like whipped cream. If we bring out whipped cream for like pancakes, you know, they're like, oh my God. They're like, this time's for me, right? You know?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm ready for your...
Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay. I had to do a little bit of prep. So I have some notes. I have a short script-ish note page to keep myself on track because I wasn't sure where to start.
Yeah.
This is a story. I'm going to talk about tube guitar amplifiers.
Okay.
Don't turn off your radio or whatever you're listening to this on, not a radio, your device.
Yeah.
If you're not interested in this topic, I think you'll find this interesting because it's not really about guitar amplifiers. This is a story about personality types, user behavior, marketing, and consumer expectations.
Yes.
And there's a twist.
Yeah.
So bear with me on the technical details because you're going to learn about guitar amps today, but in doing so, you will learn more about people.
It's a surprise.
Yes. So I have always been a solid state amp guy. I've never played with tube amps. I mostly just play for myself. So between my recording interface and my little 20-watt orange combo amp, I have all the amp I need. But tube amps, the traditional kind of guitar amplifier, require a little more maintenance and knowledge than a solid state amp. So I got curious and I started looking this up. Sort of like, you know, double clutching on a semi truck. It's just simple knowledge that I never really intend to need, but it's cool to have on the off chance that it comes up. And so I understand when other people talk about it, right? Mm-hmm. So most importantly, a tube amp, if it's a standalone amp head and not a combo with a built-in speaker, needs to be plugged into a speaker before turning it on, or else pop, fizz, time to go to the shop. The tubes also need to be replaced occasionally, kind of like light bulbs. Mm-hmm. But there's another thing that I had to go down a rabbit hole reading up on forums and arguments and trying to figure out what this thing does. But we're going to start with vacuum tubes, or valves, as the British call them. Tubes are a tried and true technology used in various electronic devices. You find them in older radios, stereo equipment, TVs, and more, though they have been replaced in many of these applications by newer solid-state technology. These little glowing bulbs of vintage electronic magic have several applications, but the ones we're talking about today are used for the amplification of sound. The first electric guitar amplifiers were tube amps, and the sound of an overdriven tube amp results in a pleasant euphonic distortion that we now hear in just about every genre of music that uses guitars. It turns a fifth chord into a gritty chug, and the sound of a single string into a bluesy howl. Again, much of this is now done cheaply and easily with solid-state amplifiers and effects pedals, but the tube amp created the original electric guitar sound, and many musicians still swear by tube amps, and they're a big and healthy segment of the market for guitar amplifiers. The main characters of today's story are the vacuum tube. So your tube amp will have generally a series of tubes to amplify the sound. And the other main character of the story is the tube's fickle love interest, the standby switch.
Ooh.
I'm going to pass this over to Sophia, and I will tell you what we're looking at. This is the front of a classic style tube amplifier. There's a power switch with two positions, off and on, and a standby switch next to it with two positions, standby and on. The procedure for using the standby switch is to plug everything in, make sure the standby switch is in the standby position, then turn the power switch on. While the amp is in standby, it warms the tubes but doesn't power the rest of the circuit or send sound to the speakers. You allow the tubes to warm up for 30 seconds to a minute, then flip the standby switch to on, and you're ready to play. From this basic understanding, I'm going to go over what random people on the internet have to say about what the switch does, how to use it, and how you're wrong for using it the way that you may use it. What? And then I'll conclude with what I take to be the definitive answer from Sweetwater Sounds knowledge base. Sweetwater is, full disclosure, Sweetwater Sound is where we bought our audio equipment that we're using today. They sell music equipment, instruments, audio equipment, and they are their brand is kind of based on having very, very responsive customer service and support. So they've got a lot of articles about musical and audio equipment. So we'll get to that after we go through what you can do with a standby switch and why everybody's wrong. So basically, there are three ways you could use the standby switch. You could follow the procedure, turn it on in standby, warm it up, turn it to on, and go. You could ignore that procedure, just flip everything straight to on and start playing. Or you could just use that standby switch as a mute for breaks, right? You're playing your guitar. You don't want to power your amp off all the way. You just flip it down and go get a drink or go to the bathroom and come back and flip it back to on. Without turning your tubes off, you can flip it that way. So those are your three options. So Sophia's going to be a reasonable person, and I'm going to be random, very certain people on the internet, okay?
Here I am, being reasonable.
So what's the first thing you might think to do based on these three options? Follow the procedure, flip everything straight to hot, or just use it as a mute for beer breaks?
Follow the procedure.
Sophia. Follow the procedure like it says in the manual.
How dare I?
That's absurd. That's so naive that you would do this. So overcautious. This is foppish behavior.
Gosh, I don't even know what that means.
Oh my goodness. When you turn your amp to standby and you sit there for a whole 30 seconds, you're probably wearing a sailor suit with a comically large lollipop, just doing what the manual says. Oh my goodness.
Exactly.
Ugh, tubes don't need to warm up. Lots of tube amps don't even have a standby switch. Therefore, it's not necessary. Wrong answer. Very wrong. Okay, 2 options remaining. What could we do? Flip it all straight to hot and start playing, or just kind of use it as a mute switch, or either or?
Use it as a mute switch.
Sophia.
Still the wrong answer.
That's... You're glib. You're glib. You haven't done the research.
I have to keep looking up these words you use.
That's not what it's for.
Am I educated?
That's
Who knows?
disrespectful to the standby switch. It's not for that. It's not a mute. It sends a loud pop through the speakers when you flip it. If you're playing a show, that could be, the house won't like that. That's not good for it. You would just turn it down. You would never just use it as a mute. That's absurd. Okay, one option next. One other physical option is left.
So we're turning it to hot and we're just going 100 miles an hour from the jump.
You monster. You would never do that. Why would you do that? Do you live your life this way?
Yes.
Just grasping your way at things like a wild macaque in a street market, just flipping switches?
It's a surprise.
That's reckless behavior. The standby switch is there to protect the tubes. If you don't use the standby switch, you're hurting the tubes. They're screaming, they're dying. You have to replace them because you're abusing them in this way. Wrong.
There's no right answer.
There's no right answer.
Oh my God.
I was looking all over the internet like, okay, this is something that my amp doesn't have. My amps are solid state. It has an on button. You push it and it's on. I finally found what I think is the actual answer. And this is where our plot twist comes in.
Plot twist.
Okay, plot twist.
Okay.
So this is all coming from Sweetwater Sound's article, The Great Standby Switch Myth. And to understand this, we have to go back. Back
into time.
Because it turns out the main character of our story is not the tubes at all. It's the capacitor.
What? The flux capacitor.
Yes, the capacitor. Capacitors, for our listeners who aren't aware, are electrical components that store a charge. These are the things that many consumer electronics have. These are the things that'll knock your dad unconscious when he tries to fix the TV, even when it's not plugged in, right? So we're got to go back in time because it turns out the standby switch doesn't care about the tubes at all. The standby switch is only there for the capacitors.
What?
So Leo Fender, way back in the day, you'll all know his name because Fender makes many great classic amplifiers, reverb tanks, and of course instruments like the Fender Jaguar that so many surf rock guitarists use, lots of basses, the Fender Telecaster that indie rock bands who are cooler than you are use, and of course the Fender Stratocaster, the guitar used by 4 out of 5 dentists.
Exactly.
So when Leo Fender was building amplifiers to be cheap, mass-produced, and readily available, capacitors were expensive. So he could get cheap capacitors, but they couldn't handle the voltage necessarily that was run through them with the tubes cold. So when the tubes are cold, they'd push more voltage into the capacitors than they were rated for.
Oh.
And so it was cheaper for Fender to introduce a standby switch to warm the tubes first to get that load going so it wouldn't overload the capacitors.
Oh.
Now, in the years since and decades since, you can get, for one, higher rated capacitors that can handle more voltage. And there are other ways of newer electronics that can protect the capacitors in different ways than using a standby switch.
Yeah.
But a lot of amps still have the standby switch. A lot of tube amps now don't because of those reasons that I just cited, but you still see them. And one primary reason for this is that after Marshall amplifiers copied the design of the Fender Bassman amp, including the standby switch, this was just something that people expected to have on an amplifier. Even though it didn't always need to be there. And of course, I know there are so many amps out there and people get so fastidious about tube amps. I'm sure there are boutique amplifiers out there that use these lower capacity capacitors to, that require the standby switch because someone out there, I'm sure, is very, very certain that it affects the sound. I don't know if it does, but there are lots of reasons that you might not need a standby switch, but one of the main reasons it still exists is just because people want it there, even though many people don't even know what it was for or how to use it properly.
They just expect it to be there.
They expect it to be there. And people argue on the internet over the right way to use it. So
nobody's correct.
Nobody's correct. So it's like a Rorschach test. It kind of reveals what kind of person you are. If you just want to flip everything on and start going, or you follow the instructions and use it, or you just use it as a mute for beer breaks. And then, obviously I can't speak to everything because always read the documentation on your own amplifier. Sometimes the standby switch does need to be there because of the design of the amp. Sometimes it might not exist, and sometimes it's there in cases where it might not be necessary. But I'm not telling you not to use it because I don't want to damage your capacitors if you're using a vintage style amplifier. But I just thought this boiled down to an interesting case study of one switch on an amplifier that's become the focus of a lot of misunderstandings, myths, marketing, because having a standby switch kind of in a way it legitimizes your tube amp.
Yeah.
Because it's it has all the switches that an early Fender amp has. Yeah. It feels more real.
Yeah.
It makes it obvious that you're dealing with a tube amplifier if you're not looking at the tubes, right? So that's the story. I may have just bored everyone to sleep with this.
No.
But I went down this rabbit hole because I thought this would be an easy thing to look up. All right, what's the procedure for powering on a tube amp? Just so if I'm playing somebody else's amp, I know how it works, right? And I spent a good half hour just reading arguments where everyone was attacking each other for not knowing how to use this switch. And I finally found that nobody
was correct.
Nobody was describing what I finally found.
Oh my gosh.
So anyway, that's what I've got.
The more you know.
So read your manual because every amp model is different. And I'm not saying you shouldn't use it or you should use it. Read your manual and understand your equipment. I don't want to be blamed if you destroy your capacitors.
Right. Harrison's dead.
The librarian clearly said he's never played a tube amp and don't use it.
He's never wrong.
Never been wrong. I've never been mistaken on the air. So that's my story. And there we go. It's not as fun as being attacked by rabbits or glowing blue bananas. Although it does involve glowing. Tubes glow.
Yeah.
But
I guess they'll glow a lot if you just blow it hot.
Yeah, or don't plug it into your speaker. Flip it up. Do plug it in.
That's what we got.
So there we go. All right. So everybody, keep the factoids coming. This was a fun episode.
It was fun.
And we'll
talk to you next
week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
The Free Bin is a production of the Toledo Public Library, which is part of the Lincoln County Library District in beautiful Lincoln County, Oregon. Writing by Cindy Bilek, Sophia Kahn, and Harrison Baker. Original music by Harrison Baker. Editing by Harrison Baker and Sophia Kahn. The views and opinions expressed on this podcast are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect those of any organization they represent. Good night.